See, I have no problem with this whatsoever. I know that some people who want to be all pure about it will not like this. But according to the Daily Mail, Travis Kelce will not propose to Taylor Swift until the couple agrees on a prenup. Now, Taylor Swift is a billionaire. Travis Kelce has an estimated net worth, it says here, of about $70 million. I bet it's higher, but, you know, the guy got like $20 million from Pfizer, according to reports. What'd he blow that on? My goodness. But anyway, whatever. She's a billionaire. He's worth tens of millions of dollars at least. And, of course, they have a very good thing going, very serious relationship. But according to a source, the couple is ready for the next step, but Kelce will not pop the question until financial terms are in place for if they were to ever split up. The source said, quote, "This is a lot further along than either Taylor or Travis would care to admit, since they've considered themselves unofficially engaged for a while and are both 100% committed to spending the rest of their lives together and starting a family. The formalities are just their schedules that have gotten in the way, as well as the logistics of a prenup, which is obviously complicated by the vast amounts of money involved on both sides. There is no way that Taylor would walk down the aisle without a prenup. They both want it figured out before Travis gets down on one knee." Now, even Dave Ramsey has come around on the prenup. Now, most people, 99% of people, don't need prenups. They're not necessary. But in this case, I know some of you are going to want to say, if they're really in love, they shouldn't need a prenup. No, not in this world, not in this environment, not when you're talking about that kind of money. And I thought Ramsey's put it very well when he's explained why he used to be against prenups for that whole purity conversation of, if you love them, you're going to stick it out, you're going to spend the rest of your life together, and that's that. Dave Ramsey turned on this, and I thought it was very smart with how he turned on the prenup. He said what it does is it really protects the relationship from the crazy family members. And I never thought of it that way. He said it's not just about whether or not these two people love each other and will stay together for the rest of their lives, which we hope that they will. He said as much as anything, you are protecting your marriage from the crazy aunt, from the crazy uncle, from the crazy cousin who's going to be looking for a handout. Now, this case is a little bit different because they both have, you know, more money than they'll probably ever spend in their lives. But it still makes sense. This allows them to have a marriage and a relationship where the money, theoretically, never needs to enter the equation, never needs to be part of the conversation. So some people are going to want to bag on them and say it's all for show and that's why they need a prenup. No, when you're talking this kind of dough, you'd be moronic to not have a prenup. You need a prenup. And it's not about whether or not they're going to break up one day, whether or not they're going to stay married forever. That's not what this is about. You've got to have the prenup. And if Dave Ramsey can come around on the prenup, then we should all come around on the prenup. Now, most of us don't need it. I know one guy I grew up with who got a prenup. And it's not because he was wealthy. It's because his family had a lot of money and they owned a construction company and business. And I know his wife. I knew both of them, by the way. I knew his wife before him. He's my friend, but I knew her since I was like 6 years old. I knew she wasn't happy about it, but what was she going to do? Well, they are since divorced.
There you go.
Now, I'm not saying that had anything to do with it. But in more normal circumstances, there are people who will say, well, I got a prenup. No skin off my back. Let's just get out of here. They had a kid, though, which really drives me nuts. But once again, I don't want to get down my personal rabbit hole. I'm just saying I've seen it fail. But I also think that in certain cases, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm with you. Maybe it's just me, but I'm like, if you're kind of bristling at having a prenup, isn't that a yellow flag? Maybe not a red flag, but a yellow one.
Yes,
right?
That's a very good point as well. So that's what's going on right now as they as we all await for the great engagement between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
On Travis's end, he needs to get in this prenup that if she breaks up with him and writes an album, he gets some of the money from the royalties in that next album.
Yeah.
Image like his NIL here.
Yeah. Well, here's what I would say in Taylor's defense, though. Travis has made so much money already by just this relationship.
That's true.
I mean, they're shopping a $100 million podcast deal for the New Heights podcast. And if he never got with Taylor Swift, they ain't getting $100 million for the podcast deal. So I disagree with you there, Mark. Travis has made out like a bandit. And even if they were to separate, he will still have incredible popularity because of Taylor Swift. He will make more money because of this relationship. So I say to Travis, don't go down that road. Don't take Mark's advice.
I'm kind of with Mark here because, the Swifties can turn into haters if they break up. And if she's going to write a song about him, name, image, and likeness, then that's all Mark's saying is she should cover a future NIL.
No. But
you don't think John Mayer would have counseled him on that?
Who cares about John Mayer? Isn't he sitting on he's somewhere in Australia these days talking about cats? That's the last time we mentioned him on this show. He did some weird thing on New Year's Eve. Remember that? I think it was. He did a weird
up with
thing.
Taylor and you turn into a cat man.
Yeah.
I guess that's our lesson.
Where's J.D. Vance when you need him? Oh, gosh. So, he is now a global superstar. Travis Kelce was football famous. Now he is worldwide famous. And even if the Swifties turn on him, he will still have fame and fortune he could have never dreamed of because of this relationship and potential marriage. So, Travis, as you're getting ready for camp this morning up there in St. Joe, I love you, buddy. I'm going to come out to the game on Saturday with Claire for the first time for the preseason game. But I'm not going to back you if you're looking for royalties off of a theoretical breakup song in 2034 when Taylor's going to be, in her mid-40s, by the way. So I don't know if the breakup songs really work when you're in your mid-40s to late 40s like they do when you're in your mid-20s.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know how many times you can buy that story.
Yeah,
right?
I think that may have run its course. But anyway, I'm pulling for him. Successful marriage. Raise the kids right here in Leawood. Have a blast. Screw the coastal elites. And make Kansas City your home, and we'll see you at Trader Joe's over there on 119th Street before long. All right? That's what I think is in store for these two.
I'm not a hater by any means.
You're not? Are you sure? I don't know, Mark. I think yes, you are. No. You're a hater, man.
No way. No,
yep.
Not me.
You are.
I want them to long live forever. Taylor and Travis.
On the text line, Pete, your Taylor fandom is showing. Trust me, I don't have the Taylor fandom. If I was fanboying over Taylor, I would have turned down I would have accepted the invite to the suite for opening night. Remember, I was telling you guys that story a couple of weeks ago that I got invited by somebody to the suite next to Travis Kelce's for the home opener, the season opener, coming up in a couple of weeks. And I turned it down because Kate and I are already going. We're going to be in normal seats with normal people. That's where I like to sit at games. But this guy was like, what do you mean you're turning us down? Well, I said to him, you only offered me one ticket. Mm-hmm. So what am I going to do? Tell Kate to stay home? Hey, honey, I know we were going to go to the game together, but gosh, I got invited to a suite. It's next to Travis's suite, so I'm going to see Taylor, so you and I aren't going anymore. I'm not doing that. I'll take my wife 10 out of 10 times over staring through plexiglass to say, whoa, there's Taylor Swift, and look at the creepy guy staring at her. That's me. Like, what do I get out of that? That just doesn't do it for me. So I respect Taylor as a businesswoman, and I hope she lives a long, happy, healthy life with Travis Kelce. But no, I'm not fanboying over her. If I was doing that, I would have, taken up the suite offer and told my wife to stay home, but that would be the wrong thing to do. And by the way, the guy who's giving me crap about that is divorced. So that says it all right there.
Circumstantial evidence suggests.
I'm just saying.